Hello everybody and welcome to another video. In this video I'm gonna be ranking all of my top 10 of One Piece male character. Last time I actually did a One Piece list is actually my top 10. I created my One Piece waifus. Yeah, One Piece waifus. Although in this one I'm adding the clause that I'm not gonna include if I'm gonna include the Straw Hats. So I think for now I'm gonna stay off of the Straw Hats because I do love all of them, all of the guys. And the difference between the waifus and the Husbandos of One Piece is I actually included both Nami and Robin, and I feel like that's kind of unfair to do in a One Piece list. You can't just put two characters of the same group in there. You have to pick one over the others. So for now I'll just skip all of the Straw Hats and just rank them based on how I like them. But please take note that there's not gonna be a B or a D a D tier there because I do love all my Straw Hats again. So without further ado, let's just begin with our top 10. And please leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and if you're interested for more anime, otaku, and Pokemon related contents, please consider subscribing. It will help greatly. Without further ado, let's begin with number 10. Number 10, I'm gonna start it off with Sabo. I kind of don't like the fact that it started. Sabo is actually on like my bottom tier of the list, but I do love my Sabo. It's just that we haven't really seen much aside from the Luffy and Ace backstory. Much from him. I mean, we did see a lot in Dressrosa, but as the series went on, in the Big Mom, in the Whole Cake Island arc, and Kaido's arc, I do love a lot of the characters there, and I do love his boss more though. The mystery of his boss is really intriguing to me. But regardless, I do love how badass, and I do ship Koala with Sabo as well. So without further ado, number 10 for now is Sabo from One Piece. And number 9, another badass character that we haven't seen in a long time, ever since Punk Hazard arc. But every time we see him, it's actually really there's like in Punk Hazard, he has that one fight against Virgo, and one moment with Law as well. So number 9, without further ado, is Smoker. Yeah, another badass that we rarely get to see, but every time we see it, we always love it. So number 9, Smoker, by far one of my favorite Marines, probably my top 3, including top 4, because there's Aokiji, there's Sengoku, there's Garp. Yeah, top 4, definitely top 4. So without further ado, let's proceed into number 8. Number 8, have you ever experienced seeing a character for the first time, like in any anime, manga, movies, and have you experienced seeing a character for the first time and saying, oh my god, this character cool, so flipping cool right now. I love this character. This is definitely going to be my all-time favorite for this story right now. Oh my god. Number 8 is essentially that character for me. Like the first time I saw Dracula Mihawk back on, I believe, Barate arc. He's freaking riding along with this coffin boat, willy-nilly, sliced up I can't remember his name. Sliced up that guy's ship, like so epic, man. Like Dracula Mihawk for me is one of my all-time favorite One Piece male character, and I cannot resist putting Dracula Mihawk in this list. Like one of those characters that rarely is seen in this story, but every time you see it, you are not gonna be a disappointed fan. Like, that's how epic Dracula Mihawk is. Although my question, how did they approach Mihawk to become a warlord? Like, I can only imagine that. I can only imagine that. Like, that is just intimidation right there. I feel like he has the Conqueror's Haki just for that, man. Like, oh, oh my god, oh. Mihawk, man. Mihawk is, whew. Without further ado, number 8 is Mihawk. Without further ado, let's proceed into number 7. Number 7, we're gonna be current arc, the Wano Saga or the Wano arc right now. It's Trafalgar the Waterloo or Law. Like, from backstory, from design, from aesthetics, from the fact he is the one who's been helping Luffy since the War of the Best or the Marineford War. Everything about Law, his epithet, the Surgeon of Death, that's kind of an intimidating, kind of an awesome edgelord kind of epithet right there. I love everything about Law. Aesthetic, his epithet, his ability. Like, I think one of my top 10 devil fruits is Lost Devil Fruits. Back in the day when I used to do that, I absolutely loved Opinumi. His backstory with Corazon is kind of interesting for me. I do. It's sad that it's kind of depressing as well. I do love everything about Law. Law is best. I feel like best boy for the current arc actually. So without further ado, number 7 is Trafalgar Law. Let's proceed into number 6. Number 6 is gonna be my best villain. Like, I feel like number 6 for me is my favorite villain of all fun. Number 6, I'm probably one of my favorite One Piece villain. It's gonna be Blackbeard. I'm putting Blackbeard atop Law because I just love the whole aesthetics, the way that Oda presented Blackbeard, the way that it signifies an end of an era, the old era, like the old Whitebeard and Roger era, and the beginning of the Blackbeard and Luffy era. Like, that's just, for me, is just the best. And the fact that in some ways he's similar to Luffy, in some ways he's also different from Luffy. And I love that he completely contrasts Luffy and is built up to be one of probably Luffy's biggest challenge. As a matter of fact, I feel like Marshall Teach Blackbeard is definitely going to be one of the final villain, or it's going to be the final villain of One Piece. And without further ado, number 6 for now. Just because I love Blackbeard. Blackbeard is probably one of my favorite villains of One Piece. So yeah, I love him, and I love his backstory with Odin, like his presentation in Odin. I love him. So without further ado, number 6 is Blackbeard, and let's proceed to number 5. If my number 6 is some sort of a rival for Luffy, my number 5 will be like a paternal figure to Luffy, or more like a mentor to Luffy. Someone who inspires him to become a pirate. I'm talking about Shanks. Like, Shanks, like many of the people here, and majority of the people here and on my list right now, we don't really see a lot of Shanks. We know so little about him, the mystery around Shanks. We do know that he has a good relationship with Luffy though, and they'll eventually meet and clash. But other than that, we don't really know a lot about them. But we know him for so long, but we know so little about them. Can't wait for the arc where she's gonna be the main attraction, like the final opponent for Luffy to overcome. I really can't. I cannot wait for that. Like, I love Shanks. Every time he appears, it's instantly my favorite part of that chapter. Like, I love Shanks. I love him. He's actually really epic. He's top to war. He clashed briefly with Kaido before the Marineford arc. He's kind of a beast. He's kind of a beast. Number 5 is Shanks. Let's proceed into number 4. Number 4, I don't even know what I'm supposed to say about Oden. I legit don't. Or is Oden. Just Oden. I mean, he can be goofy. I mean, he can be goofy. He can be a badass, but most of the time he's a badass. It's number 3. Let's proceed on because I don't even know what to say aside from he's a badass. Like he competes with Roger and Whitebeard, and even Sengoku take notice of him as well. Like a badass that was able to set sail with the king of the pirates. For him to respect someone like Oden, damn, just hands down to Oden right there. And probably my favorite part of Oden, which I'm not gonna spoil for people who hasn't caught up to the anime and the manga yet. The boiling one, the boiling part. The boiling part is definitely the best part of Oden, man. Like that was when I fell in love with this character right here, man. And maybe when he took down that giant boar god, yeah, that big god thing. That was also an epic moment, Oden moment, man. Like even in the anime, even in the freaking anime, and there's also the time when he clash with both Whitebeard and Roger. There's just so many. There's just so many epic parts of Oden. Too bad though that Momo wasn't. Too bad that his epicness is not hereditary, or else Momo could have been a badass as well. Just saying. Without further ado, let's proceed into number 3, which is another epic guy from revealed from the Oden flashback. It's number 4 is Kozuki Oden. Number 3, let's proceed into number 3. Number 3, the one that we know for the longest has been built up by Oda ever since East Blue Saga. The one who begun, and we recently know him a little better, but there's still a lot of things we don't know about this guy. So without further ado, number 3 is Roger. I actually did not put Roger on my last top 10 male characters list, simply because we literally didn't know. For me, just because he's the rival to Whitebeard. He has Oden on his side. He's the one who started Luffy's journey. Technically the one who started the One Piece story because of the Great Pirate Age. I love Roger. Roger is cool. Roger is cool. Without further ado, let's proceed to number 2. Number 2 is actually formerly my number 1 spot for my last top 10 One Piece male character, which is going to be linked in the description below, so I recommend checking that out. So number 2 is actually formerly my Monkey D. Dragon, the father of Monkey D. Luffy, son of Monkey D. Dragon. Like, the mystery behind, I just love how his mysterious dad, blood relative. I just want to know more about Dragon's personality, abilities, his relationship with Garp, everything about Dragon. I mean, Robin certainly knows a little about Dragon because he spent those 2 years with them in the Revolutionary Army. So at least Robin knows, but I want to know more about Dragon's backstory, man. Like, I feel like he's a more there. So I really him get the epithet of dangerous criminal. Like this. Literally, there's Big Mom, Kaido, there's the 4 emperors, and yet the world government, of course, we already know that it's because he's a revolutionary army, but he's the leader of the revolutionary army, but I think there's something more that makes him even more dangerous than Dragon. In the moment that it actually revealed, I feel like more about the world of One Piece will be revealed as well. So without further ado, number 2 for me is Monkey D. Dragon. Number 1, I mean, as if anyone is, I feel like anyone could already guess this, but Number 1 is Katakuri. I mean, he has a good backstory. He has an interesting backstory, an interesting relationship with his sibling, and an interesting personality overall. And he's also a very good rival for Luffy. For Luffy in the whole Cake Island arc. I mean, I just love everything about Katakuri backstory, personality, aesthetics, his love for donuts, his love for his siblings. I mean, I even hear some fans call him the successor of the Big Mom, which is definitely a very interesting way of thinking about it. And for me, I just love everything about Katakuri. Like, for the first, again, this is like an argument that I made with Dracula Mihawk. I feel like the first time I saw Katakuri, like just his aesthetic alone, like him wearing that mysterious scarf at the beginning and revealing her shark tooth. I just love everything about him, man. Like, just everything. Everything about him. So number 1, Katakuri, and enough to kick Dragon right in number 2 spot. Like, definitely worth it for me because I do love Katakuri more now because of that. So without further ado, let's end the video right here. Number 1 is Charlotte Katakuri.